honestly, just some of these things, please, please, please do these things. Like, I don't normally say that. I normally say to you, these are just my opinions. And of course, these are my opinions. But there's one thing in particular that if I can get any of you to do, it's to do this one thing. That one thing, and the first thing that you should always avoid not doing with luxury, is buying things not putting them on a credit card. And I'm not talking about putting things on a credit card because maybe you haven't saved up the money just yet and encouraging you to get into debt. Absolutely not. This is to do with protecting yourself. I had one of you email me the other day, and you were in a bit of a blind panic actually, and I don't blame you, because you were saying that you'd bought a bunch of things, not actually directly from a retailer, but you bought a bunch of things, and when they arrived you discovered that they were fake. And you were then, I think you said you bought them on eBay. eBay had sided with the seller, and you were left with fake items that you'd paid real money for, and you basically didn't have much of a leg to stand on. And you wrote to me because you were like, what can I do? How can I get my money back? And one of the things I said to you, or actually one of the things you said to me, because I think you'd seen it in a video, is you were like, I didn't pay with a credit card. Please pay with a credit card. The amount of times that I have unknowingly bought things that are either damaged or like pre-loved, like they smell, or there's something about them that's not good. As soon as you tell the retailer, whether it's like Vestair Collective, or even if you tell the seller, as soon as you tell someone, by the way, I paid with a credit card, suddenly the issue gets cleared up a lot more quickly, because people know you can just go and do a chargeback. So always do that. Don't assume that just because you're buying luxury that you're covered, that you're safe, particularly if you're buying pre-loved. Do you know what? I used to do this all of the time. I would get, you know, like, I get excited about a particular bag that I'm interested in, and I go in the store and I can't believe it because they've actually got it in stock, and I see it and I love it even more than I thought I was going to love it. And let's say I decide to buy the item, then get it home and realise my stuff doesn't fit. And please, if you're going to go and buy anything, and this includes small leather goods, if you're going to go and buy a wallet or a purse, see how many of your cards fit into it. If you carry coins with you, check that they fit in the item. Don't automatically look at it, fall head over heels in love, and then discover later on that actually it's not something you use very much because it's impractical. And that also can go the other way. Sometimes I've bought bags that are bigger than the kind, like I've bought the Chanel Jumbo, and it's bigger actually than bags I'm used to using. I've moved away now from tiny bags, although I still use them, and now I'm more kind of like medium-sized bags, but the Jumbo is bigger for me than I tend to wear. Just make sure that the size of the bag you're after, even if you love it, make sure that your stuff fits. Do it when you're in the shop. I've never met any sales associate that has a problem with it. In fact, I've met sales associates who actively encourage you to empty out your current stuff on the counter and check that it fits. Another thing you have to avoid doing is not checking for defects. Oh my God, I have bought so much over the years that has ended up falling apart. Or even, how many of you remember this? The infamous silver Chanel. It was like a tiny little vanity case on a chain, and I bought that in 2021. I bought it over the phone because it was locked down at the time, and when it arrived I was so excited, and I actually unboxed that for you on camera. As I was unboxing it, I kind of like took the lid off the box, took the little silver pouch thing out of the dust bag, and initially, normally I would be like, oh wow guys, like isn't it amazing? But I took it out of the pouch and I couldn't say that. I couldn't tell everyone that it looked good because it really didn't. In fact, I actually said in that video, oh my God, it looks fake. and one of you even sent me a photo a few days after I did that video, and you sent me a link to one that was on AliExpress or something, and it looked perfect. Like the zips were all straight on it, the quilting was all lined up, and that was the crazy thing, is that you could, you know, there was this fake there for a fraction of the price, perfect condition, and yet the real thing was over £1,000, and it was awful. When you're in the shop, also do things like have a look at the leather close up, make sure there's no scratches on it, make sure that flaps on bags line up, that's a big one. Make sure that if you're going to buy something like something from Chanel that's got the quilting on it, make sure that the quilting lines up. When the flap is closed over, it should do. So when the flap is closed over, it should look like the quilting is like continued up from the actual main bit of the bag. Do you ever buy ready to wear? Do you ever go into any of these luxury boutiques and you see clothing that you like as opposed to handbags? Here's a tip. Sometimes when we buy clothes, we try them on, we look in the mirror and we think, oh my God, it looks banging. I look incredible. I'm gonna keep this item. I love it. And then you go out somewhere, someone takes a photo of you or something, and you see yourself in the photo and you think, oh my God, that's the worst outfit ever. It looks hideous and I really don't like it. Now I can see myself in it. Next time you are in a fitting room, instead of trying on the item and looking in the mirror and thinking, I look really hot in this, take out your phone and film yourself in the mirror. Even better, come out of the changing room and have the salesperson just film you quickly. This is easier done if you actually know the salesperson. I get that if it's someone you've never been to before, or if it's your first time in a boutique, you're probably not going to want to ask to do that. But the reason why I say it is, oh my God, when you watch yourself back in footage, wearing an item, moving around, seeing how it flows, you're going to be in a better situation to actually judge before you drop all this money whether you even like it on yourself in the first place. Because as I say, when I do these try-ons from home, so many times I will try things that when I look in the mirror, I absolutely love them, but then I'll put them on and it's only when I'm editing that I realise actually they don't look good, or they completely look ghastly, or they just don't suit me at all. Avoid storing your handbags in dust bags. How crazy is this? So when you buy a bag, obviously you get a dust bag with it, and this actually depends on your climate to a certain degree, although I would say regardless of your climate, this might be something that works for you. Years back, bought my first bag, and I didn't like using it too much because I didn't want to ruin it. And I used to store my bags in their dust bags that, you know, that they come with from the store. And on this one particular bag, actually on two, when I did months later take them out to wear them, one of them was damaged, and it was like a patent, it was patent leather, and the patent had gone slightly sticky and tacky on it. And on one of the bags there was a slight bit of leather damage where humidity and lack of air circulation had damaged the leather. And if you use your bags quite frequently and you want to protect them from dust, then obviously use the dust bags. But if you're someone who's got a large collection, or you've got that one favourite bag and you don't want to use it all the time, and it's going to be sat there for a few months or even a few weeks, leave them out, stand them on their dust bags, don't put them in it, and also don't keep them in direct sunlight. I just have like an IKEA unit that I've got in a different room, and it's perfect for me. I stand my bags on it, it's not in front of a window, I stand my bags on top of their dust bags, and I haven't had any problems, even with dust, because like the units, like cubes, you know that unit you can get from IKEA that's quite popular on YouTube? It's like quite a big, it's like a bookshelf, only all the shelves in it are like cubes. Avoid not having new shoes resold. You know, sometimes with these expensive shoes, I don't know why they do this. Sometimes when you buy expensive shoes, they don't have a proper sole on them. The sole is really soft, some sort of leather. You know how it feels almost like fabric? If you go straight out and wear those shoes, first of all, it's a slip hazard. As soon as it rains, it almost like the sole of the shoe turns into a chamois leather and it becomes really slippy. I know, I've done this. Also, you tend to wear the sole down quicker and you can damage the shoe. But even if you're desperate to wear them, don't. Take those shoes straight to a cobbler and have them put a proper sole on the bottom of them. I don't know where you guys live or what it's like for you, but for any of you in the UK, if you ever go into Harrods and you go up to Shoe Heaven, they actually have a cobbler in Shoe Heaven, so you can head straight there. Same thing also actually with Christian Louboutin shoes. You've spent that money, you probably want to keep the sole red. If you go straight to a cobbler, Harrods in particular, you can pick the colour of the sole, and once they've put that sole on, it's like made out of a plastic and you never have to have them resoled again. They never wear down. Okay, so let's say that you have designer bags or designer shoes, or let's say that you are interested in luxury, but actually your personal taste in luxury is more understated, no logos. Maybe you like luxury, but actually your favourite kinds of leather pieces, bags and belts are lesser known brands, really high quality, artisan brands. This still even works for you. Make sure that if you have like expensive leather pieces, that you have SOS products in the house that are ready to use. So what I mean by that is having in the house particular leather cleaning materials. Now I've got this product here, which there's not much left of it actually because I use loads of it. I clean my bags with this, but also if there are any marks on my bags at all, this gets it straight off and it doesn't damage the bag at all. This product only works on non-patent material. I have even got tips on how you can get rid of pen on patent bags. I don't have a tip on how to get it off leather, but on patent you can do it with like a little bit of surgical spirit and water. I'll link to a video on how to do that actually, because if you've got pen on a patent bag or a patent product and you want to get it off, there is a way that you have to do it, otherwise you will damage the top leather of gloss on that leather. They are the 7 luxury mistakes you absolutely have to avoid making. Please, the credit card one is the biggest thing here. It's the absolute biggest thing, that if you only follow one piece of advice in this video, make sure that you use a credit card, and of course make sure that you pay it off at the end of each month. But paying with a credit card is it's the safest thing you can do for yourself. I hope you found this video interesting. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.